All right, I got 5:30. I'm calling this to order. You got attendance, I take it? You're good? All right, item 2A, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on May 28th, 2026. I would look for a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All right, I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any corrections? Anything that anyone wants to make? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 3A, I call to order a public hearing to give consideration to a non-conforming use expansion permit to allow a rooftop deck on an existing 12 by 21-foot water-oriented accessory building at 1342 East Shore Drive for Robert and Stacy. I'm going to assume that's Savageau. All right, got that right. Larry, can you give us the high-level overview?
This request has been made by Robert and Stacy Savageau to enlarge a non-conforming use by adding a rooftop deck to an existing 12 by 21-foot water-oriented accessory building. Consideration should be given to the following findings. First, the proposed expansion will not change the location of the existing water-oriented accessory structure, but will allow an expansion of the use by permitting a rooftop deck. This request is not a variance, it is a non-conforming use expansion permit. The proposal puts the property to use in a reasonable manner as there are other properties on Detroit Lake with a rooftop deck on a water-oriented accessory structure. And the use is in keeping with the character of the neighborhood. And finally, you should also give some consideration to the impact it has on the neighbors, but apparently the neighbors don't particularly care about the issue because they were all invited to come to the hearing and nobody's here, so.
Okay, thank you, Larry. At this point, if either of you would like to address the commission, please feel free to come up and then just state your name and address. Otherwise, we can move on. Up to you. Yeah. If you just state your name and address for the record, I'd sure appreciate it.
Sure. Bob Savageau, 1342 East Shore Drive. So the boathouse was originally had a flat roof, and they had put a peaked roof on it several years ago, before my parents bought it, 35 years ago. But there is actually a flat roof underneath the peaked roof now. And then, so we'd like to have it. My wife has trouble getting down the stairs to get down to the lake, and she's had hip surgery, and it would be nice if we could have that for the access. So that's all I have, I guess.
Great, thank you.
So Bob, I have a question. Is the access onto that boathouse level on the back side of it? Is the land
There'll be one step going
one
up.
step up?
So it's
It's fairly close, though, that the access is quite level,
yeah,
just one
There's
step up.
concrete there now, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, any further comments? Good? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close the public hearing and open it up for a discussion to the commission. Any questions, comments, or ideally a motion?
I would motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion to
Second.
approve and a second. Is that with the findings represented by the city?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second on the table to approve the non-conforming use expansion permit with the findings presented by the city. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, so where this will go, Bob, is at the city council meeting, at the Monday before the city council meeting, the Community Development Committee will meet and review the planning commission's recommendation, and we'll meet right in that room back there. You're welcome to come, you don't have to. And then it'll go to the city council meeting, which will happen at 5 PM on the second Tuesday of, is it? Yeah, it's the second Tuesday, because it's the 4th is a Saturday, so that'll be the
14.
14th. It feels late this month. So Tuesday, the 14th at 5 PM, right here in these chambers, and this is where the final decision will be made. So the CDC will carry forward a recommendation. Any questions?
It was at 5:30.
It was at 5 o'clock, right? Right here in these chambers. All right.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, item 3B, I'm going to call to order a public hearing to give consideration to amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Detroit Lakes relative to parking standards and amending Section 18 subsection 7E to allow retaining walls in the shore impact zone. And Larry, I noticed that the DNR must have sent over a letter as well. I saw an email about that.
Right, there was one section in there that dealt with the shoreland regulations, and that was the section where we talk about fences, and we're now going to allow retaining walls in the shore impact zone.
Perfect.
And they were okay with that, and that's why they sent the letter.
I like that. Okay, Larry, you want to give us kind of the rundown?
Yes, basically, we had a group of planning commissioners that met and talked about our parking requirements, and we tried to reduce the number of categories of parking that we had. We weren't very successful in that, but we did eliminate one category anyway. And we're also trying to reduce the number of parking spaces required because we felt that our ordinance was a little bit stiff on the requirement for parking, and other areas or other communities had less parking requirements. So we took a look at that. The staff report does show a comparison of our current requirements with our new requirements. And if you look at the first section, we've reduced the amount of spaces required by about 20%. So instead of 5 spaces per 1,000 square feet, it's now 4 spaces per 1,000 square feet. The item, basically, those are the biggest issues. So I don't think we need to go through it unless there's anything in particular that you wanted to talk about in comparing the ordinance.
Is there anything else you want to mention in relation to the shore impact zone items? Other than we're going to allow it now?
Yeah, I guess we can specifically talk about some of those areas that we did amend. The second item.
Well, let me do this real quick. Are
What's
there
that?
any comments from the public? Hearing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. All right, now we can open it up for discussion and questions from the commission. Keep me honest, Dylan. I mean, I, for one, didn't have any questions when I went through it. It seemed pretty straightforward.
I have a question. I'm not sure that I can see where, when you talk about a retaining wall, are there parameters and heights? And I'm not finding it right now because I'm not looking very hard.
Well,
But as far as to,
The language used to include a retaining wall. Now it just talks about not allowing fences in that area.
So basically, by removing the language,
By
you're removing the
removing the
restriction.
language, we're allowing the retaining walls to be in that zone.
Without a variance.
What?
Without a variance then?
Without a variance,
Right, so you can.
it's permitted.
and so what you've got listed, the heights of the fences is what would answer my question as far as how tall, how deep, that kind of thing? Or they're,
Well, a retaining wall typically isn't going to stick up like a fence does.
right?
So I assume what you're saying there, it depends on slope and grade to determine what the retaining wall is going to be.
All
So
the
we don't-
other,
Because it is gonna be truly a land retaining wall.
Well, sometimes you have landscape walls that aren't really holding back anything.
But you
But
could have
there
a
are-
landscape wall that comes up and is 2 feet higher than what, I mean, that could be a planter, you know, I'm kind of clarifying the height and the look of it.
Well, we aren't addressing that. That would be dictated by the land formations and what the purpose of the retaining wall is.
Okay,
the other zoning, the other ordinances would cover because I believe there's some other language about retaining walls and
There
the
is other
structure.
language about retaining walls.
And that would all apply just as normal, correct?
Correct.
okay.
Okay, further discussion or questions or a motion?
Are they two separate motions?
No, it would be one.
Just be one? Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve amending the zoning ordinance to what was recommended in the packet. Vastly summarizing. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right. Let's go to 4A, variance and conditional use status. Take it away, Liz.
Nope.
Oh, really? I have questions this time. Anyone else have questions? Where are we at with Providence Lake? Where's that project at?
Providence Lakes is just about ready to start breaking ground and,
Well, they started.
Did they break ground?
Right now.
well, okay,
Started. Infrastructure.
they've started with utilities right now.
Okay, I
I'm
did hear that.
expecting to see a building permit application shortly.
Yep.
So
Okay, great.
it depends on how you define breaking ground, but yes, I guess utilities,
Equipment on the ground.
utilities account.
Yeah, utilities break ground if they're
Field and
underground.
equipment.
I need to get out more.
What about Chad Wendell's spot there, the port on Little Detroit?
Bowling alley's gone.
That part I'm aware of.
That's a beautiful view right now. It's
Is that a
really
wellhead
nice.
that's sticking up?
What?
Is that a wellhead?
I believe it is.
It
a
looks like
wellhead
it.
that's sticking up.
That one has a lot of issues yet to be resolved before they're ready to go.
Are they seeking, the question I have with that, are they seeking TIF financing?
They have been approved for TIF
They have.
financing.
Okay.
A lot of TIF financing.
Mm-hmm.
They have. Well,
That was a big one.
Will they dig there for parking, or it's just gonna go straight on top of the ground?
straight on top.
Just, yeah.
In fact, they have to put fill in.
They're talking
amount
about
fill.
bringing in a lot of fill.
Not suitable for
Yeah.
underneath.
So that's probably deep pylons.
I heard they don't have, they're not under contract with a contractor. That's what I heard.
No, they're not. They haven't completed their development agreement for TIF. They have not completed the development agreement for their plat. They're not done with their land disturbance permit, so there's just a lot of issues to be resolved.
And
So-
he expires in August.
Correct. That was part of what was on my mind because it's not very far away.
Yep.
Okay, those are my questions. Any other questions or discussion? Larry, anything else?
I have nothing else.
Dylan, anything?
I got nothing.
All right, anything from any of the commissioners? Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.
Other than he wants